Hi guys, so I like to be organised and have everything in its place. So that's exactly what I'm doing now with all the sprues. So whenever I do cut them up and cut off all the nibbly knobbly bits and get them, well, looking like this, very usable, yeah, I'm going to keep them in this little mug I've got with my, with my ugly mug on the front. So yeah, today's video, you guys have been asking for me to make a space marine or a sprue marine. So I've got the base, I've printed out a miniature or an image of a miniature the size that it needs to be, just because I don't really have many space marines. Well, that's kind of a lie. I do have some boxes of space marines, I've just not assembled any or painted any. So like I've done with the Spruecrons, starting from the base working up, because obviously this is an easier way to work from. Yeah, got the little base bit that the guy is going to stand on, and that's simply a case of getting some of the sprues, gluing them together, putting some good old sprue goo over the top, as I love this stuff, because this stuff really does sort of fill in all the gaps, makes things look a lot smoother, and well, a lot less like they're made of sprues. So yeah guys, this video, this sprue marine, I'm going to really try and make him look, well, exactly like he does on the image, as you just saw there. So this does mean I'm going to be sanding bits, rounding bits off. So yeah, let me know whether or not you like the look of how this guy is going to turn out, so stick around, find out how he's going to look, or if you prefer the look of the Spruecrons that I did about a week and a bit ago, as obviously they are very much more blocky. I'm in two minds to whether or not I like the smoother look that this guy is going to get, or the blockiness from the Spruecrons. So yeah, starting from the base and say working way up is a lot easier with these kind of things. It does mean then obviously you've got something to work from. And yeah, you just keep obviously attaching more bits of sprue to get, well, the desired look and feel of what you're making. So yeah, starting off, going to make him some little feet using this little chopping block that I got from Green Stuff World. It's really good, this, because you can push down as hard as you want. This thing's solid, so you're not going to like break it or cut through it. And as much as I have got obviously the cutting mat underneath, and well, as the name implies, a cutting mat is for cutting on. I'm one of these people, I don't like working in a mess. I like things to look nice and neat. So even though sometimes this hobby, we do get a bit messy, especially my hands, yeah, I'm going to try and keep this cutting mat free from cut marks, which is kind of sad. Anyway, there we go. So yeah, starting off, say this little, well, it's a Dremel tool. This one isn't a Dremel, this is one of your cheap and cheerful things. I think it's about 16 quid off Amazon with tons of little attachments on it. And as you can see, yeah, I'm going to use this to sort of like round off edges. I say I'm kind of still in two minds as to if I prefer the look of this space marine or sprue marine or the Necrons. I'm not too sure. But again, yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, because obviously I'm going to be making quite a few sort of bits and pieces. I've got a few ideas for some vehicles coming up, and I have got a video of the Great Unclean one, or I guess it'll be the Great Sprue one, as that is something I actually made a Great Unclean one about 3-4 years ago. It's one of the first things I ever made with sprue goo, so it'd be fun to make another one, especially now my painting has has increased or got better tenfold. So yeah, I'm looking forward to making the Great Unclean one out of sprues. But back to this guy, yeah, the sprue marine. So say having that little image at the back does make this a whole lot easier, because it is a case of, say, just building this up step by step, cutting bits to the sort of size I kind of need, gluing them together. So I'm using a combination of obviously the cement glue as it is normally, as you can see in the background there, and then using some of the sprue goo, which is basically the cement glue. Just cut up small bits of sprue, put it in, and unlike when you put it in with the acetone to make sprue goo, the cement glue really does break it down a whole lot quicker. I think it's literally about half an hour to break down the sprues and turn them into sprue goo, which is just great. And this stuff, oh, awesome for filling in. So you guys have asked, can I use this stuff in sort of like silicone molds? I don't know yet. I'm kind of thinking it will work, because obviously this stuff is awesome. I am going to be making up some molds soon. I've just recently got hold of some Sector Imperialis ruins. So I've got a box of those, which I'm then going to mould and then sort of cast in sprue goo and see how well that comes out. And again, this is what I say I love about sprues, the fact you can cut them so easy, because it is a relatively soft plastic. And obviously using like a Dremel kind of tool, you really can sort of like, well, sand it down, make little holes in it, yeah, and do kind of all sorts of it. So it really is quite a versatile kind of component that we can then use to make things, whether it is making a little mini army of figures, or say terrain. If you saw the video last week, well, earlier this week I think it was, yeah, making terrain out of sprues is just so easy, so quick, and yeah, even if you just use the sprues as they were, glued a few together, chucked on some cardboard. Yeah, so guys, if you haven't seen that video with the terrain, go check that out, because that is a real simple idea of things to make. And yeah, reuse sprues. So for the shoulder pads, I kind of wanted them to be attached to the arm. So again, that's why I'm just sort of building up the size of it. So the thin bits, or the longer bit, is obviously his arm, and the padded bit is going to be, well, his pauldrons. And again, good old sprue goo. Yes, I can't get enough of this stuff. Again, you guys, I know sometimes I do things and I might say they're new, but by that I mean they're new to me. So when I call this Sprue Goo Mark II, it's because I've not used this stuff before, even though this stuff has been around for donkeys. But yeah, for me, it is new and absolutely love it. So now I've done that, obviously marked out the sort of rough shape that I want. I can cut close to the line that I've just made. Obviously, I'm going to use the little sanding tool, but just to make things easier with me, or on me, yeah, just cut around sort of as close as I can to my black line before I do that. And I say, this this build, definitely unlike the Spruecrons. The Spruecrons were very blocky. I kind of like the look of the blockiness, because it did remind me of like an 8-bit video game. Yeah, it really was very, very basic. It's like if Warhammer were a bit cheap, and yeah, made some real cheap looking miniatures, but they're really cool. So yeah, look out guys, I will be making some more Spruecrons as well, as obviously there are quite a lot of variations and different sort of ones you can get to make up a 40k team. So I'll be making a few more Spruecrons, as well as any vehicles. I need to look into it because I don't know what vehicles they have. But yeah, I'm definitely making some Spruecron vehicles. And yeah, anything else you guys want to see me attempt to make using sprues, by all means let me know in the comments. I do read the comments. Apologies I don't always reply to them. But I do like to have a little look, because obviously you guys give me the ideas of what to do next, really. So yeah, keep them ideas coming. So the arms, yeah, as you can see, I've left his arms aren't going to be this long. He's got kind of like ape arms at the moment. But the reason for that is it's easier sometimes to assemble parts and then cut it, just to sort of see what length I need. So yeah, with his arms, although I do like the look of his arms being this long, it's some sort of mutation. He can almost not use a weapon, just go swinging his arms around like a windmill, and that can be his special attack, special move sort of thing. So yeah, this one didn't really take too long at all, even though there was obviously a lot of sanding here and there. And as you can see, even with his head, rather than just leaving his head, well, blocky, I've sort of sanded off the top bit, just to make that a bit more rounded and sort of domed shape. And I even use the Dremel tool to try and give him a nose. You'll see that in a second. I don't video me doing it. That's the only problem. Sometimes with this, it's quite difficult to get the camera in a position where it can see what it's doing, or it can see what I'm doing, but also that I can see what I'm doing. As sometimes, yeah, making things this small is very fiddly. It's fun, because obviously it's always fun to try something different. But yeah, trying to make a 32mm size miniature does have its complications. But there you go, I've kind of given him a bit of a nose. And the great thing I love about the cement glue as well, if you've got something and it looks a little bit furry, fuzzy, or just not clean, yeah, go over with cement glue and it obviously, well, dissolves it, melts it, and makes everything look nice and neat. So there we go, he's coming on reasonably well. Let's say, it is fun making things with sprues, because there are limitations to what you can and can't do. So these are his little hands, just sort of cutting off slivers of the sprue there. But I think the hands work really well. It's almost like he's wearing mittens, but yeah, ignore that part, that fact. So for the sword, so this dude obviously has got a sword in one hand and like, is it a plasma gun, I think, in the other one. So yeah, just cutting down the center of the sprue. I do need to start getting some new blades. As you can see, the one that I'm actually using, it's well, I think it's a cheap blade because it's kind of like broken and looks more like the teeth of a saw. So yeah, I've looked up some new blades. I'll be getting them soon. And obviously, like I say, the tools. Yeah, sometimes I know a bad workman can blame his tools, but also you do need some good tools to, well, do the job. So you would have seen in one of my videos, yeah, this Sprue Goo Mark II, it is awesome because obviously I can just sort of brush it onto a little bit like this. This stuff dries quicker than the normal Sprue Goo that's made with acetone. Dries thinner, quicker, and it's so thin. I mean, this thing is wafer thin and pretty smooth, which is just awesome. So this is obviously great for making the old purity seals as well as cloaks. This guy doesn't have a cloak, but he has that sort of front cloak. I know it's probably not called a front cloak, but you guys know what I mean. He has that little bit dangling down at the front. But yeah, purity seals. And again, obviously this stuff, easy to cut. And it does obviously bend, because this stuff is so thin. Yeah, you could really make a decent cloak out of this, because it'll just bend and flap and look like it's in the wind, which is pretty cool. So his backpack, yeah, keeping that fairly simple. Again, just building it up, getting the sprues, attaching them to each other, and then if you need to use sprue glue over the top, just sort of smarten it up, then yeah, do so. But yeah, glue everything together, leave it a little while. This is where sometimes I do get impatient. There has been a few things that I've sort of cut up, and because I haven't left the glue long enough, everything just falls apart. So yeah, sometimes my patience is never ending, and sometimes it's very short. So there we go, and yeah, it's not too bad a job. It makes me chuckle though to make things like this, because they do look very childish, but it's fun. Again, I love this hobby. I love doing new things, trying new things, just because it is fun. And so yeah, I love it. It takes me into my own wibbly wobbly world, where it's just me, the sprue, and my imagination, which sometimes runs riot. So yeah, guys, don't forget, definitely leave me some comments down below. Let me know what sort of miniatures or vehicles you'd like to see me do next. I say I've got a couple of things on my desk already. One is the terrain, that sector imperialist ruins that I'm going to be making a mold of, and then recasting with sprues. I'm also going to do recasting with the Sprue Goo Mark II. And if you've seen in my other video where I've made some, well, it's kind of like fluorescent see-through green Sprue Goo, because you want to see how well that sort of well, goes back to being normal. Yeah, check that video out soon, well, when it comes out. And there we go, there's my Spruemarine. I think it's the face that gets me, that kind of nose that I've made. But I do like the pauldrons, they're nice and big and chunky and round. And yeah, I love it. It's well, it's not too far off the original image if you can sort of make it go back to 16-bit. So maybe I'll have to make an orc to go against him, or maybe a tyrannid. That could be quite a cool looking one to make. But say on my desk I do have, well, I've started doing bits for the great Sprue one, and say this is the reference image I'll be using, so that's what he's going to look like. But for now, yeah, love this guy. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave comments, all that cool stuff. Click on the video next. Bye for now.